without the borders. Tried so hard to be fearless at times.
Making friends can be difficult as an adult. Finding time to connect with others can be a struggle with our busy schedules. To really answer the question, is it hard to make friends in China? I have invited Melissa over to discuss her views with you along with mine, since we have such different backgrounds.
Hi! But we've just had a very nice, quite healthy lunch actually to make up for the chocolate I've eaten.
Yeah.
So yeah, Melissa made some hummus and some gorgeous scones. Scones?
Yes.
I say scones.
I say scones. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're really good, and these are vegan-friendly, gluten-free scones, and they're very nice. And we've got our wine, and I thought I'd ask Melissa some questions. So I've had a few questions about making friends in China, and are locals friendly, things like that. And rather than just have my opinion on it, I thought I'd also get Melissa to weigh in. So, do you think it's easy to make friends in China?
I think it just kind of it's an easy question to answer because it's like yes, it can be very easy, but it really depends on your job.
Yeah.
Depends on what social groups you're part of, just based on that job. And so, like for me, it's a little hard to make friends here because I don't work outside of the home yet. I am in a suburban area and not in like the downtown area. And it's hard to like get connected sometimes. However, WeChat helps a ton.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten connected to some groups. If I really, really wanted to be connected to other moms and stuff within Shanghai, it's super easy. There are dinner groups and things like that all the time. I think that if you want to make friends with other expats, it's super easy.
Yeah.
So that in a nutshell, yes, it's super easy. Now, to make friends with Chinese, like local Chinese, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. So I think, expats is quite easy to make friends with because since COVID, a lot of expats left. I think now that the borders are reopened, tourists are coming in, more people are coming back. But during that time of COVID, when nobody was coming into the country, all you had to do is go downtown. You could sit in a cafe and some, a Westerner or a foreigner might come up to you and start talking to you. It's quite easy to make friends.
Yeah.
And like you said, WeChat helps you to connect with others. Do you see many foreigners in China?
I didn't for a while. I think these last 2 or 3 months, I've seen more foreigners, especially downtown.
Yeah.
Even in like Qingpu, where I live, I've seen a lot more. I don't know, how about you? Do you see a lot of foreigners?
Definitely downtown. I think now living outside of the city centre, you really notice it when you go in.
Yeah, maybe that's my thing.
Yeah, because out here, we really don't see many, although we have some friends have just moved into Songjiang from Harbin, actually, and they're another international couple, so an Australian wife and a Chinese husband, and their beautiful daughter, AJ. So it's nice now, they're just down the road, so even out here, I am finding friends. But you're not limited, just because you live in China, you're not limited at only having Chinese friends.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, I think it's quite easy for me to make friends with locals, with other Chinese, because I have Miu and I spent 5 years understanding the Chinese culture and how relationships work, whether relationships or relationships between friends. And I'm open-minded. I think the key is that both participants in the friendship, they need to be open-minded because the relationship is very different. It's, best friends in China are very different to best friends in the US or in the UK. Yeah, just be open-minded. Just smile at somebody on the subway if they're staring at you. I am scared to make new friends. It's definitely possible to make friends with locals. You just have to be a little bit more patient and understanding that something that maybe you might find offensive in your culture might be completely normal in Chinese, and vice versa. So it does help understanding Chinese or being able to speak it. I mean, there's always a starting point. So when Miu and I first met, some people ask, was it love at first sight? No, it wasn't. Maybe for him. I like to think it was.
Of course it was.
But his English was very limited at the time.
Yeah.
And it was hard to communicate. It was hard to communicate. I didn't have much experience with Chinese friends. I only had a couple. And so it was very awkward, the first few meetings. But Mew had the right mindset. He really applied himself to learning English and to connecting with me. And so he picked up English really well, quite quickly. And then we developed our own relationship because we could predict what the other would say. And like from mannerisms and body language and things like that. So just because there might be a language barrier to begin with, the more you talk with that friend, the more you'll learn from each other and it will close the gap. So I mean, if you sum it down to like, is it easy to be friends with other foreigners or with locals, it really depends on your attitude. And also obviously the person that you are trying to have the friendship with. You know, it's give and take, isn't it?
How badly do you want that friendship? You know?
You've got that. You will have challenges, either language barriers or misunderstandings, but it all comes to communication. And like you said, WeChat, which is the Chinese social media, if you didn't know, there's a feature to translate. So Mew's mum, she speaks Mandarin, but she speaks the Yangzhou kind of dialect, which I can't speak. And she can barely understand my Mandarin. So we solely communicate on WeChat, and we could be sat next to each other like Melissa and I are now, and we'll send each other messages on WeChat where we can instantly translate, I'll reply in English, she'll translate it into Chinese, read it, and we'll have this conversation without saying something, but we can be sat next to each other, communicating, maybe laugh together, but without physically speaking. And that, you know, that's the key to the relationship with my mother-in-law. So, you know.
So Mew and I are going to meet some new friends today that we've not actually met before, but that reached out from Bilibili, who've just moved to Shanghai. And it took some convincing to get Mew to come along because he thinks that they're not real. And then they're gonna murder me or something. I told him that's why he's coming along. He's my muscle. So we'll get murdered together. I think they're legit. You know, I have no worries, but Mew thinks I'm gonna get murdered. So if this is my last message.
Try to live without the borders. Tried so hard to be fearless at times, and I didn't know what I might find or what I'd miss if I didn't go.
So I've just been out with Melissa and her family. We were trying to find a cute cafe, but so many places were closed and it's hot. So we decided just to go and get Subway instead for the kids. So yeah, not as many cozy cafes as I was hoping for this video, so I'm sorry about that, but you know, I'll still take you around. I am going to show you the real life and not just, you know, what I pretend life to be. Quite often here is going somewhere and finding out that it's closed, so I'll show you the reality of living in Shanghai.
I will try. I will be scared, but I know that I stand tall. Know that it's okay if I fall.
A great way to meet new people is to go to regular events like a pub quiz. Most pub quizzes are free to enter and offer half-price food and drinks, and an opportunity to make new friends. This quiz is held weekly at El Santo in Found.
I wanted so to find another